Hey everybody! So I wanted to share a story about something that I witnessed a few months ago when I was down in Miami. We were about to go on a cruise for my birthday, and I saw a lady standing in the middle of the street. Cars are coming. She gets in front of the cars. She's not letting cars come by. She's cursing at the cars. She feels like they're trying to attack her. She's standing her ground. Everybody around her knows she's crazy. Everybody around her started picking up the phones and they started recording her crazy. After a few minutes of watching it, it just really made me feel bad. I don't know if it's a mental disorder. I don't know if she's on drugs. I don't know if maybe she has so much pressure in her life that she reached this breaking point. So I don't know her story. I just know that I walked towards the lady and I went into prayer, and about two other women, they kind of bowed their heads while I went into prayer, and I prayed over the lady, and literally within seconds she left and walked out the middle of the street. But in her moment of fighting against these cars, she felt sane. She felt like she had the right to do it. She felt like she was protecting herself. And it made me wonder, how often do we do stuff like that? Now, clearly to everybody else, we all knew something wasn't right. She looked crazy, and mentally unstable. However, how often are we doing that? Do we deal with relationships, whether it's intimate relationships, whether it's sexual relationships, whether it's family and friends relationships? How often are we in relationships with people who are abusive to us? How often do we feel like we're saying, well, I'm fighting for this relationship. I've had this friendship for, since I was in elementary school, and so it's worth fighting for. But the thing about a fight is it takes two people to fight. Whether it's a verbal fight, whether it's a physical fight. Like, I've seen plenty of fights. I come from the projects. I've seen people, somebody gotta lose in a fight. But sometimes we aren't fighting in our relationships or for our relationships. You can only fight if it's two of you guys willing to put your hands up. And so, are you really fighting for your relationship, or are you swinging at a brick wall? And if you're swinging at this brick wall and you're hitting it, waiting for it to move, waiting for it to change to a pillow to soften up, how much damage are you doing? Like, could you imagine literally just standing there right now and going to swing at a brick wall and punching a brick wall, hitting this hardened surface with the expectation that it's going to soften up? You're going to break your fingers. You're going to fracture bones. You're going to bruise yourself. You're going to bleed. And I feel like even I fall in victim to this as well. I feel like we get into these situations or these relationships and they're unhealthy for us. And for whatever reason, whether it's longevity of the relationship, we've known them for so long, or it's siblings, it's parents, it's your spouse, and you feel like the time you've already invested, you want to make sure that wasn't wasted time. So I'm going to fight for this. But you can only fight if it's two of you fighting. I can't fight for a friendship or a relationship with a spouse if they don't care. Because then you're exhausting yourself. You're swinging at something with the expectation that it's going to change when it is what it is. So I wonder, if you think that you are in a relationship and you're fighting for your relationship, do you and your partner both have your gloves on? Are you both swinging? Or is it just you swinging at a hardened surface? So I say that in correlation to the initial story, because I feel like a lot of times, we've all been there. You were in a relationship that everybody knew from the beginning was not right. They saw the signs that you didn't see. we look crazy to other people when we're swinging at this hardened surface waiting for it to change, because it's obvious to people on the outside watching who aren't mentally attached to this, emotionally attached to this. It's obvious to so many people on the outside that you're swinging at a hardened surface. You sound just as crazy as the lady looked, or you look just as crazy as the lady looked to us, standing there fussing at the cars and swinging at the cars and standing her ground, because you're standing your ground for a relationship that you feel you're fighting for. But in actuality, you are only abusing and breaking yourself, your body. You're physically exhausting yourself, and you're tricking yourself. Anyways, let me know what you think. Let me know if you can relate. I definitely can relate. I grew up in dysfunction, so dysfunction was a norm for me. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think. Let me know if you feel like, you know, you've been in this situation before, or you feel like you thought you were fighting for a relationship that you realize at this point you're just swinging, you're throwing all the blows at a hardened surface. Anyways, love you guys.